Hello, everyone. Welcome to this special IDS Connecticut chapter meeting. I'm really happy that I have a chance to do this for you. Have been a member of IDS for a bunch of years. It's a great organization, and I'm so glad that Deb from your chapter has invited me to speak and tell you about the ins and outs of the Designers Collaborative. So as people sign on, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's find the right thingy. Is this one? There we go. So this is a look behind the scenes of a buying group and what TDC is all about. And TDC is short for the Designers Collaborative, just in case you didn't know. Okay, so I see that we have one comment already here. I'm going to save all questions for the very end. But I just want to acknowledge that you were there. If I'm reading and I try to also answer questions, it will just confuse me. So I will answer everything at the end. Trust me, I'll have plenty of time for questions at the end of this. So let's dive in. And also, this is being recorded, so I can share it with y'all after we're finished. But we didn't do a registration, so I don't know who's attending, or I don't have your email. So I can send this to Deb, and she can then disperse it through IDS Connecticut chapter. So, all right. And by the way, I'm Heather McManus, founder and CEO of the Designers Collaborative. Oh dear, we're having technical difficulties. There we go. All right. So the Designers Collaborative, in a nutshell, aka TDC, is a buying group or buying collective open to interior designers, decorators, and stagers in North America. That means Canada too. TDC has over 500 members, so our buying power gains us the best price tiers that vendors offer so that members make the most profits. And I'm going to break all that down. So we offer a community of designers and accounts to help your business grow. So expertise. We meet designers where they're at and quickly lift them up with our education, tools, templates, and community. We invite all designers at all levels to become members. So you don't have to have been purchasing this way beforehand. We will teach you how to do it. We have lots of tools and templates for you to figure it all out. So we don't just throw you in the deep end and say swim. We give you floaties. All right, our community. TDC has a thriving community of professional designers across North America who are dedicated, experienced, and generous, sharing their knowledge with fellow members. It's a huge perk of our group. Success. Within no time, a member designers are helping, they're hiring help, they're opening studio spaces, they're attending the design shows that they didn't attend before, and they're making game-changing profits. I've seen so many designers come in at a lower level of success and so quickly grow and be like, okay, I gotta hire help because suddenly I'm making all this money and I want to keep doing this and I don't want to do it myself. So the hiring help happens really fast. The opening a studio space or a retail space, we've seen that happen a bunch of times because your profitability has put you in a place where you're able to do that. And so it's really cool to watch designers grow and succeed as a result of joining the Designers Collaborative. So we have been called the best investment ever. You get access and profitability. Rest assured, TDC has the best prices on over 300 of the top vendors you know and love. We have you covered in every room for every client project at every price point and style. You will not find better pricing anywhere, which means TDC makes the most profit. So the creative freedom that is at your fingertips when you join with 300 vendors at the best price, it's kind of amazing. Because I don't know about you, but for most of my jobs, I use 8 to 10 different vendors. So you can order just a lamp from this company and still get the best price, and order, the sofa and all the rugs and other things from all the different companies. It's amazing creative freedom. We are organized and transparent. So TDC has an amazing system. We have tons of helpful tools that are completely custom, one of a kind to our members. And you get full access to all these things yourself to be able to price this whenever you want in real time, and reliable. So TDC is here to facilitate resolutions of any miscommunications between members, because things happen. We also maintain a self-funded emergency fund. And it's in the exceedingly rare event that a member acts in bad faith, we are committed to providing total secure place to purchase. So this fund will cover somebody acting in bad faith, which has not happened. This is a little taste of what our designers have done. These are some of their projects, and I think that they're quite impressive. Okay, so some vendors only have one price tier, while others have 7 or more. It's a confusing industry. So when you go to a retailer, you're going to make about 10%. When you get a designer discount, you're looking at 20 to 30% off retail. A wholesale account is 50% off retail. And then there's another tier called Wholesale Plus, where you get 50% plus an additional 20% off of retail. And then there's stocking dealer price, which is between 65 and 70% off of retail. So the profit breakdown: if you've got a client purchasing $100,000 worth of furniture, this is where you're going to work out how that would come in under all those different price tiers and different ways to source, because where you source makes a huge difference. So when you get to the retail store, you've got 10%, that's $10,000 in commissions, right? So then design centers or showrooms, 20 to 30% off means $30,000 in profits. At a wholesale account, you're looking at $50,000 in profits, but at a stocking dealer account, it's $70,000 in profits. So designers, you really need to make the most profit on every single project that you have. We also do tons of meetups. So this is from several different High Point over the years. We have an organized meetup system so that you can join us and have more fun looking through the showroom all together, attending parties together. We'll go to KBIS sometimes. We have lots of meetups and lots of community, and it's just really fun. We've also been seen on A Well-Designed Business, Terry Taylor's podcast, Nancy's podcast, Design Talk Live, and of course, we're part of IDS. All right, so this is a little peek into how it works. I can't show you everything, but this is just a little flavor of what it is. So you get access 24/7, 365 days a year to a Google Drive. So in this shared Google Drive, you've got all of your folders organized. You can color code them. You can star them so that they're quickly to find. Then So the vendor list, it's A to Z on one page, like literally the alphabet of all of the vendors, all 300. And then there's the ultimate source guide, which breaks down into, okay, so you're looking for a sofa, it's got to be modern, and it's got to be in a mid price point. We got you covered because there's a page for that. There's a page for lighting and rugs and accessories and kids and like all the categories that anyone has ever asked for. We've got you in here, so it saves you so much time and energy, and you can source from things that you didn't even know about before because of this document. So we kind of call it like our Bible because it has everything all in one. And then after that, you've got individual folders for each vendor. So well over 300 folders. So this is a little peek into this last, the third bubble is a vendor folder. This is Eastern Accents. And because you can price online, we don't have the price list in here because you're going to use the designer's login to see stock and price. But if there wasn't a sign in for the website, you would have the price list right there for you to be able to price it whenever you're free, whenever works for you. It could be 9 o'clock at night on a Friday. It could be on a Sunday afternoon, whatever works for you. You don't have to wait for someone to get back to you with the information. You have it at your fingertips at all times. You're also not trusting someone to tell you what the price is. You're seeing it for yourself. So we're going to go through the process. Okay, so you're a member and you want to purchase a sofa from manufacturer X. You create a purchase order for that sofa as if you had an account with manufacturer X. And instead of sending it to manufacturer X, you send it to TDC's designated vetted account holder for manufacturer X. We're going to call her Jane. So Jane receives your purchase order and you pay Jane for the PO and the admin fee for her trouble to process all of this for you. It's an 11% of the product price. We call it an admin fee. To manage your PO, all the customization, coordination, order entry, acknowledgments, shipping, and any damages that happen, Jane is going to take care of all of that for you. She's your go-to when you're ordering from that particular manufacturer. We call them account holders. Then, when your sofa is ready to ship from manufacturer X, and it's going to ship to you, and by you, we mean your receiving warehouse. You take it from there. So once it arrives, you're good. You got it. You're going to schedule it with your client. And that is the whole process. So it's really not complicated. And here are some of our frequently asked questions. And I'm sorry if I'm going too fast. It's the New Yorker in me. Kind of go a little fast sometimes. I'll slow it down. So how do I order samples? You order samples through the TDC account holder. How are damages dealt with? You immediately let your account holder know with photos and a description, and they will take it from there. What if I don't have a receiving warehouse? Not to worry, we provide our members with a list that is regularly updated of recommended receiving and delivery warehouses all throughout North America. Can I still COM? Absolutely. Our members do this all the time. Just fill out the manufacturer's required paperwork and send it to the account holder with your PO, and they'll take it from there. Can I still order from my own accounts? Of course, we are here to increase your options, not restrict them. And last but not least, do I need to offer accounts and be an account holder? Nope, not only if you want to. Okay, so there is a cost to join. It is currently $5.99 for the year, and that goes by the date that you join. So if you join today, then a year from now, your bill will be due for the next year. And we are about to have a price increase. So we're going to go from $5.99 to $6.59 as of April 1st. So now is the perfect time to join to get in at $5.99. Okay, so what comes with your membership? Quite a lot. We have access to the shared Google Drive, a private Facebook group that is worth the price of admission, monthly masterminds, education tools, templates, exclusive digital tools that I'm not even going to list them because we add to these all the time. There's even more than what's listed here. Every Friday, I do a Facebook Live with industry intel, so you don't have to be reading all the articles because I'm keeping up with it and I'm going to tell you all the highlights that you need to know in those Facebook Friday Lives. We have special market meetups, a vibrant community that leans on each other and was really quite helpful to one another. And we just introduced TDC trips, which is going to a special location that has something to do with the design industry, where we're going to learn in a really fun environment. We have one coming up next week, actually, to see some American-made furniture in Amish Town. There's a trade show happening, and we're going to go see how the furniture is made and do all kinds of other fun stuff. Looking forward to that. So this is a limited time offer. If you join by April 1st, it's coming up soon, people. You're going to receive a 1-hour personal mentor session with me. I will dive into your current sourcing methods to offer you strategies and insights into which vendors you should be looking at, how delivery works, how to write a good purchase order, and whatever it is that you may be feeling a little insecure about or not knowing. It's a $550 value. And I'm going to offer this as a bonus to anyone who signs up who has watched this by April 1st. So in your application, you go to thedesignerscollaborative.com. There's a join us button. You fill out the application. There's going to be one question where we ask you, how did you hear about us? And you're going to write down IDS or IDS's webinar or IDS Connecticut. Any of those things unlocks this amazing resource of 1 hour with me going through how you source now and how you can source better, what questions you have. It's a one-on-one session where I'm going to do a deep dive with you. So now I'm going to open this up for questions. See if anybody has any. I'm also going to stop sharing so I can see the chat better. Okay. Great. So we had some latecomers come in. That's great. I'm so glad that you made it. And this is, of course, recorded, so I will share it with everyone. Okay, so we've got a great question. Do we have plumbing supplies? We do. We have one account holder right now. Actually, no, I think it's maybe 2 or 3, but one that has like a lot of brands because she had a showroom, and you have to have a showroom in those for those vendors. Each vendor is very different in how they allow for good pricing to be set up. So yes, we do. We may not have Kohler or some other brand, but we definitely have plumbing supplies. And she can tell you about, oh, if you like this, you'll like this instead, because it's the same kind of quality. They have the same finishes. So we definitely have plumbing supplies. Thank you for that. Great question. Can you talk a bit about the good, better, best? Yes, of course. So, and what about certain cabinet hardware? Yes, we also have, sorry, I'll come back. All right, so under plumbing, we also have kitchen cabinet hardware. A bunch of top knobs and like the popular ones, but other ones too, because there's some really cool boutique hardware companies that we definitely have a good selection. We actually have a whole folder dedicated to kitchen and bath. So there's vanities, there's sinks, there's some appliances. It may not be everything that you're seeing at KBIS, but it's a good amount. And also, if you join and you have accounts, we would love for you to offer them so you can become an account holder if you want to. Okay, so let me go back to talk about the good, better, best. So good, better, best is there is a freebie on our website of just like a generalized list that's very simple of like, your good is like hooker and forehands and blah, blah, blah. And then your better might be CR Lane and Lee and um, Basad and and those kind of people. And then your best is Kindle and God, I'm drawing a blank, but you get the idea. So we definitely have that generic list that is free on our website. You just put your name and your email address on there, and you will get that for free. But in our group, we have very specialized, like break it down even further type tools for you so that, if you're looking just for upholstery, we can show you there's an upholstery tab in that main spreadsheet that we kind of call our Bible. So you're going to be able to see, I need a high price point. No, wait, I need a low price point. Okay, good. Now, what style do I need? Like it's broken down for you. Except under the style thing gets tricky when it's like a lighting company and they do every single style in the world, or a rug company. They do modern, they do traditional. It's like it's pointless to put that on there. But we do break everything down into, low, medium, and high for your price points. So it's a really amazing tool that I personally spent many, many hours creating because people kept, getting stuck on this because you can so get into the weeds and like, oh, this sofa was so perfect, but then I priced it and it's 8 grand and my client's only got 6 to spend. So it's out. And you spent all that time researching in it and then pricing it and it didn't work for you. So our tools will save you so much time and we introduce new things all the time. Another tool that we just introduced is because, see, we introduce these things when we get the questions a lot. So there were a lot of questions about, okay, who makes Pottery Barn? Who makes restoration hardware? Who makes Horchow? Who can I actually, because my client came to me with this stupid catalog that they got in the mail. So who do I actually need to order it from? So we created a list and we are looking to expand that list. So if you have any knowledge, please send it our way and we will like just improve that list as time goes on. And it's called the Who Really Makes It list because Pottery Barn does not make their own furniture. Any other questions? Because I can ramble on forever. These are great questions, by the way. There's so much to our group that, it's hard to even think of it in the time to tell you about it. But if anyone has any questions beyond the scope of this, please email us and we will certainly answer those questions. You can even book an appointment with Megan. She's our onboarding specialist, and she can have a phone call with you about all your particular, questions that you might have that we didn't go over in here. Okay, we do have one more question. Do you offer training videos on how to navigate the site? Absolutely. So we do lots of training. So there's a whole welcome packet that you get as a new member. Because if we hit you with everything, it's kind of like, whoa, it's too much. So we break it down into smaller emails. And one of the first emails has a Zoom video where I share my screen and I show you like, okay, click here and do this, and then go over here and you'll find that. So that's a step-by-step video that you get that's like orientation number 1. And then we also offer orientation part 2, which is every single month, the third Wednesday of the month, we do a live Q&A. So you can sign in as many times as you want and ask questions, because when you first join, you may not even have questions yet. You might just be there to hear what other people's questions are. But then the next month you might be like, okay, I need to know, how am I going to price this freight and delivery process? And then we'll go through it when you have those questions. So yeah, there's lots of training. And then there's bonus trainings that we've created because, like I said, when someone asks a question a couple of times, I'm like, that's something we should focus on. Let's make let's make, it could be masterminds that we do once a month where we focus on like marketing. If you're struggling with getting new jobs, let's hear from everyone as to what's working from them, what hasn't worked from them. And that's the focus topic of a mastermind. And it's not about listening to me share for an hour. It's about everyone in the group sharing with each other, because I learn things every time we have a mastermind. And those are once a month, the last Wednesday of the month. Any more questions? And I'm sorry if I went too fast. Again, this is recorded, so you can watch it again if I spoke too quickly. I can do that. Okay, we've got another one. So as an interior designer, Heather saw the need, oh, thank you, yes, to create a better opportunity for interior designers to purchase products and spec their projects every day. She created the Designers Collaborative, which boasts close to 400 members. Oh, actually, we're 500. We're over 500. And have 300 top vendors and growing. Yes, absolutely. So backstory on like how this all came about. I've been doing interior design since 1999 when I graduated. And I've been in the industry like in all different parts of it. So when I started my own business, which was probably around 2012, I had lots of great success, tons and tons of success, but I was not profitable. I was struggling to pay myself. I was struggling to pay my bills, and it sucks. It's just heartbreaking because you're working so hard and you've got the success on paper. It's just not panning out for you when it comes to your checkbook. And so the internet was really becoming a problem at that time, and it's only gotten worse. So I said to myself, there's got to be a better way. So I heard about buying groups, but it's one of those things where you got to know someone and get your foot in the door, and they may not let you in. So I created my own, and I wasn't going to have that kind of like, I don't know if you can join. We definitely have standards. When you apply, there's lots of questions in there so that I'm vetting every single person that applies. You have to have a resale certificate. And then, you come in where you're at and we train you up and you're off to the races so that you are competing with the internet, because your clients have it at the touch of their button on their phone. They can look it up. You could be standing in front of you and go, but how come it's this price? So, I had that happen to me, and that's why this group started, because I needed it for myself. Okay, Deb says, what is the average profit one can make? Oh, that's a tough question, but a very good one. And an example of what someone has made in a single project. I do have historical data. I just don't have it at my fingertips. Let me see if I can find it. We had somebody, like, we have the best designers. We have the best group. They're so like generous and warm, and they love what we're doing. So they share lots of information with us. They'll send us spreadsheets of like, check out what I'm making. So it's pretty cool to like see it in real time. Like, the manufacturers that they're choosing and the profits that they're making, and they're comparing it. They've got like spreadsheets of like, okay, I looked at Daniel House, and then I looked at Coco whatever, and then I looked at this other guy, and your price is here and it's the best. So it's hard to answer these questions without it in front of me, but let me see if I can maybe find it. We had someone in 2020, which was a very weird year, right? We weren't quite in the like gangbusters knocking on our door like crazy time of 2021, 2022. 2020 was a weird year. We had somebody, and I'm not going to remember it exactly, but she did 2 clients that did 2 rooms each, and her profit on just furniture was over $60,000. That I remember. I think it was like 63 and change. So that's only 2 clients, and they only did 2 rooms each. They didn't do a whole house. It wasn't like, so you can make like huge amounts of money, because most of the time with Upholstery especially, your markup is a ×3. So if your stocking dealer price in the price list is $1,000 for a sofa, the retail price for that is actually $3,000. So you can go ahead and say, you know what, dear client, I love you so much. Let's give you a discount. I'm going to take 25% off because I'm going to match what that local retailer, little shop that you can go to is going to match your pricing. And you're getting me part of the deal. So it's game-changing profit. I remember I did, it was an office probably about the size of my office, like a 12 by 10. It's not enormous, but we just did wallpaper. It was a Tebow wallpaper, and I ordered through the group, and I made like $600 in profit on just wallpaper. So within, one room, I covered the price of admission for joining the Designers Collaborative. It's so quickly done. And yeah, it's completely worth it. You earn your money back. And if you're timid about it, don't worry, we will hold your hand if we have to, like we'll get you through whatever is holding you back, because this is such a game changer. You really need to be paying yourselves. We work hard, we are talented, we we put up with a lot from clients, and delays in the industry, and the contractor with that, oh, there's a lot that we deal with. So you need to be making good money. And this is honestly the only way that I found that will get you there, because it didn't exist before. I had to create it, and it's worked out really well. Okay. Keep them coming, all the questions, if you have any. And if not, that's good, because we can always, answer them through email or with phone calls as well. Okay. Do we have cabinet lines? I wish we had more cabinet lines. I think we have one or two. And what we need is like the kitchen designer that has the cabinet lines to join us and be like, I want to do this. It's definitely more complicated than furniture, because it doesn't have to be within 1/8 of an inch. You don't have to figure out if you know if there's going to be a refrigerator door opening this way and then the cabinet, da da da. Like, you have to have the drawings. So we're having a hard time figuring that part out with the account holders, because it's a lot of responsibility on them. But what I've said is that it shouldn't work like the furniture, because the furniture, you plop it in, you're good. You didn't need 2020 drawings. You didn't need to, like, oh, but now we're going to change the door style to this, which then changes the pricing completely. I don't know if you've done kitchen cabinets, but it's a complicated beast. So the designer that is the account holder for that would need to get paid for her design time. So, and that would include like the pricing it up, and maybe have like one revision included in it. So, and it could be where that becomes a deposit towards the order, or it could just be a separate line item. And, so we definitely need to grow in the kitchen cabinet realm, but we do have a couple. So it just depends. If you're cool with 2020 and you do kitchens all the time and you got it, I'm sure you could send her the drawings and she'll get it to you, no problem. The shipping it is also, a little funky sometimes, but it is possible, and it's definitely one of the categories that I want to expand. Okay. Okay, another question is, are a lot of your vendors shipping within the US? We definitely have a list of shipping in the US that I created during COVID, because it was like getting it from China was a whole thing. They had tariffs back then too, and we got tariffs coming up again. Well, they're technically here, right? They're just like, what are we actually dealing with? We don't know yet. But yes, there are definitely lots of American-made vendors, which I like supporting, and we have a whole list in that ultimate source guide for you that is just American-made. So yeah, Yeah, we do. What percentage is probably not that much because, I mean, to be honest, like this is a complicated question. All of your lighting, like okay, anything metal is made in China. We stopped doing metal here, maybe 10 years ago. We stopped making fabric here. We used to make all of these things here, and we stopped doing it. And when we stopped doing it, I'm sorry, I'm getting on my soapbox, but oh, this hurts a little. We sold the equipment, like the big machinery, and then the labor force doesn't know how to run the machinery or make the stuff, and we're not equipped anymore. So all lighting is going to be incredibly expensive. There's probably some American made lighting, but if you got to order parts that are metal, that comes from China. Korean company says they're made in America, but they're only assembled in America. There's a loophole in that. Um, any swivel base, that's metal. That comes from China. Um, the hardware, lots of your little hardware that is on a wood piece, China. So 99% of that piece is made in America, but they may need to source one thing that could affect your pricing or your lead time because it comes from somewhere else. We live in a global economy. It's kind of hard to just be like, okay, we're going to shut it all down from that and just build back America because we need to train the forces to like be able to make this stuff again and also have the equipment to do it and the space. Like we're not there yet. Like if this made in America thing comes back, great, but it's going to take years. So it's a complicated one. But short answer was yes. We do have American made um, manufacturers. Um, and I love sourcing from them, but there aren't that many. There's a lot of the upholstery as well are made here. Even from companies that, source so much from overseas. Generally speaking, they make the upholstery here. There are some exceptions to that rule. Great questions. Keep them coming if you've got any more. Well, it's been great to be on. I appreciate IDS and everything that it does. I'm looking forward to going to the conference this year. I did their Paris trip last year. It was fantastic. Oh my God, I'm going again like the next time they do Paris, I'm going again. It was so good. Okay, she says, thank you. This was great. Oh, you're so welcome. So as if you come up with more questions, don't be afraid to ask us. We are here. It is a complicated industry. There is so much nuance to everything, as you can hear from how I have to like go on for a half hour on one question. It's like it's complicated is that usually the answer. But I do my best to explain it. And if I don't know something, I'm not going to pretend I do. But that's kind of the power of the group with 500 members. If I don't know the answer, somebody else probably does. And so that's a great benefit. Just like with IDS, I'm sure your chapter has, been able to help each other out with resources and answering questions for each other. It's like it's good. It's good to have community. All right. So I will leave it here. Thank you so much for joining. And yeah, have a great day.